All right, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special episode of We Create Music TV tonight. Of course, my name is B. Vaughn. I am the host and creator of We Create Music TV, and I am super honored, super humbled about what we're going to talk about tonight. We are going to dive into Jasmine Ortiz's new song, new video, 21. And guess what? I have Jasmine here. And I also have Maria Picon here as well, who directed the video. She just has some amazing creative juices when it comes to videos anyway. So we are going to get into a conversation with them about the song itself. We're going to actually take a look at the video, and then we're going to talk about the concept behind the video. So ladies and gentlemen, let us give a warm welcome to Jasmine Ortiz and Maria Picon. Glad to have you. Glad to have you.
Back. I love being on your show.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you know, last night was amazing. It was amazing. I got so many notifications and text messages and DMs about how they just loved the panel and the energy on the panel. So thank you very much for your contribution and your time. Greatly appreciate it. All right. So
Thank you.
yes, great job on this. Oh my gosh, 21. Let's talk about the song itself. We're gonna watch the video, and I want to really talk about the actual video itself and the concepts behind the video, the creation, the visuals, all of that good stuff. So let's start off here. Let's start off on talking about what was your motivation behind creating 21.
So I made this song in February when I came back to LA for about 10 days to record some songs with my producer, Caesar the Emperor. And what really inspired me was the fact that I hadn't seen most of my friends from UM in over a year because of COVID. I was home for the fall semester, and we got sent home for half of our spring semester. So it had been about 10 or 11 months since I set out like this. And then I finally returned this past January and got to see everyone again, and it just made me think, especially like in writing the second verse, you know, something's changed, but I've been gone a long time, but the feeling stayed. That's kind of like what I meant by that. You know, this long period of time has gone by, but coming back to campus and reconnecting with everyone, it really felt as if no time had gone by at all.
Wow. Okay. So there was a period of time when you didn't get a chance to see your friends. Life had gone on. Things were happening in your life and in their lives. And so now this was a time to me pretty much reconnect with your friends, right? The people your friends that you love. So for those of you who don't know what UM is.
I go to the University of Miami, Frost School of Music, and I am a rising senior. I study musicianship, artistry development, and entrepreneurship with minors in political science, songwriting, and music business.
Yeah, that's, you know, wow. You know,
I'm like just saying that off the top. It's so quick. It's ridiculous.
It's amazing. It's amazing. When I was telling someone about who you were, I said, to me, she is like the female Ryan Leslie. Right. So if anybody knows who Ryan Leslie is, you know that this guy is a musical genius, graduated probably at the top of his class from one of the most distinguished schools. And he was involved in everything. And so Jasmine, you remind me of Ryan Leslie in that sense that he was smart, brilliant, well educated, and he was is an amazing person when it comes to music. So
thank you.
so 21. Oh gosh, I had a chance to really listen. I listened to it probably several times today. Ever since the video dropped, I watched the video several times today. And so, great song, great video. So kind of just give us a little bit of insight into the creative process of 21, working with Caesar the Emperor and creating and crafting this song. What was that experience like, and what led to the creation of this?
Well, as always, Caesar and I have an amazing vibe collaboratively. We'll sit in the studio for like hours upon hours, and at the end of the day, we'll come out with a song. Like, no matter what, we'll have either half a song or a full song done after every single session. So it's incredible getting to work with someone like that, who I love to bounce ideas off of, who's an amazing songwriter himself and a producer, and who also invites me to have insight and be a part of the production process too, because he is mentoring me as a producer and a songwriter, not just as an artist. So it's an amazing collaborative setting when I work with him. For this song in particular, I love the beat. It was the last song that we did of the full week that I was here recording about 8 songs. And we were joking around because it was like, all your other songs are so sassy. Maybe you should write a nice song. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll write a nice song. So I took a break from my normal sassiness and I wrote a song about my best friends, and it's full of nothing but love and nostalgia and really appreciation for all of those people. As far as the melodic components go, Caesar and I came up with those together, but the chorus specifically, that was his melody idea, and I loved how his voice sounded in it in the mix. That we actually kept a small, like very quiet vocal recording of him underneath mine in the chorus.
Yeah, you have to pay attention to it, because if you have headphones, you'll hear it. You'll hear it so much better than if you hear it on regular, like maybe your studio speakers or your car speaker or even your mobile device. But with headphones, you can hear it. You can hear it clearly. And you're like, oh, wait a minute, what's that? You're like, oh, especially at the end, right? At the end when you're like 21. I was like, oh yeah, look at that. You can hear the, like I said, it was great song, great video. When you get a chance to work with someone that you gel well with, then it just makes the creative process even easier, right? And someone that you look up to, someone that you're not afraid to really lean on and ask questions and give feedback or ask for feedback. It just makes that creative process so much more enjoyable, as a producer, as a songwriter, as just an overall music creator, just having that type of creative vibe. And so kudos to that relationship. I always wonder how those types of relationships work in that fashion, in that creative process. So sounds like Caesar is an amazing producer and mentor in this particular instance. Yeah,
he absolutely is.
Yeah. So, okay. So you hadn't seen your friends in a while, and so as you listen to the song, what is the overall message or theme that the song portrays, and what do you want people who are going to listen to it? What do you want them to take away from it?
To me, I think the biggest takeaways are really just to enjoy the time that you have with the people you love. You never know when that's all going to be taken away, especially with a situation like COVID where everyone was feeling so incredibly isolated for more than a year. It made me reminisce on the times when we got dressed up at 9, hit the pregame in the club. That's what I was thinking about, and those are things that I hadn't gotten to do even when I did see my friends again, because everything was closed down, there are regulations. So, it's just remembering that time with the people you care about most, and also to the next 21, looking forward to the next, 2 decades of friendship with these people. I hope a lot of the friends that I've made, that I've kept in high school and now that I've made in college, I will be friends with them in the next 20 years. My mom has friends that she's known for over 35 years. I think it's definitely a possibility, and I think a lot of the people that I've surrounded myself with will be, still in my life all the time.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Life is really short, especially in these times that we're living in today with COVID and with all the things that are happening within the world. I think a message of love and just loving others and wanting to be around others is incredibly important. And as you listen to the song, for those of you who will be listening to the song, or maybe you haven't listened to it yet, so go check it out, is that you can pick it up and you can see. I don't want to give it all away if you haven't seen the video as of yet, because we're going to watch the video in just a little bit, right? Just a little bit. But exclusive, yes.
Yeah.
We're gonna watch it right here together, and it's just being around people that you love, right? Those relationships that you want to build over time, and those lasting friendships that will endure forever. So Marie, I want to ask you about your take on 21. And so will you share your insight and thoughts on the song that Jasmine released?
When I first heard it, I was super excited because I thought, wow, it resonated with me because knowing her the way I know her, she's my daughter. I know how much she loves her friends, and I know how difficult it was for her and for many students to just be yanked out of school in the middle of COVID. It was such a sudden, it's like a really visceral reaction, knee jerk reaction to just get pulled out and then just find yourself feeling lost because you're so used to this environment. You're in your dorm or, the kids that live off campus. You're surrounded by people your own age, contemporaries, professors who are nurturing you. You're excited to be there. Of course, they also go out and have fun in an amazing city like Miami. And then all of a sudden, boom, the whole world, we're done. We're in lockdown. And it was very scary for grown-ups, for kids, for everybody. It was super scary. And so I really feel that when she told me after her experience in the studio with Caesar, who is just one of the most amazing producers on the planet, um, she came back from the studio and said, I am really excited about all the songs we worked on, but 21 is really special to me because it
Mm.
encompasses what but the University of Miami means to her, what she missed and held like a very nostalgic point of view, looking back on the good times she had and how much she missed those friends, and also the other little secret ingredient in the song and in the video, one of her biggest inspirations, which is Drake, and how that all ties in together. So um, I think 21 not only is it nostalgic, it's fun, it's current, and it just kind of celebrates being 21 or whatever age you're turning. I'm definitely not 21, but we don't need to say how old I
Me
am. We don't
either.
need to go there. But let's just say I was 21 at one point. And looking back, it's just nostalgia. I remember listening to her lyrics. I remember getting ready and going out with my friends. I remember being in school. I remember that feeling of camaraderie with everyone, your brothers and sisters at that university or at that high school. That feeling of kinship with your fellow students and your fellow friends. And so that's what I got from her song, and I love it. And I
Yeah,
congratulate you because it's awesome. And I congratulate Caesar because I know he's going to see this.
yes, it was an awesome, or is, not like it was, it is an awesome song that has an amazing message to it that people are they're gonna have to listen and go, wow, she really poured a lot into, you find those songs that speak to the hearts of the people that you really care about. This is one of those, right? And so you can tell. I don't want to give the whole thing away, right? We can talk about it, but I love the scene with the pizza and all her friends. And so I got a question. Those are your real friends in real life?
Yes, they're all my best
Yes.
friends.
See?
My college roommates were there, some of my other closest friends. Like, it was really awesome. And my uncle was also the bartender in the music video.
Oh,
And we filmed at his restaurant, Spanglish, in Wynwood. So that was a lot of fun getting to see him in his element. Of course, me and my friends frequent his bars very often. But it was great getting to see it like completely empty and like just see him doing his bartending because he actually competed internationally as a flair bartender for a really long time.
wow.
And his two.
Wow.
Shout out to my baby brother.
Yeah, yeah, I saw him in the video. He had the thing. I was like, oh, look at that. They got a
Yeah.
professional bartender.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
he's the coolest. He is the coolest
Yeah.
uncle ever.
That
Shout out Theo Manny.
Manny the
is awesome.
Mixer.
Yeah, that is awesome. I was like, oh yeah, look at this. This is well done. And we'll talk about that in just a moment after we watch the video. But I was wondering, like, are these her actual friends in the video? Sometimes you just do casting and you just find people to, well, I want you to play my friend in the video and act like you like me. But those are real people who really like you, right? And they love
Yeah,
you.
almost. I think every single video I've ever done has been with my real friends. It's just something that's really important to me to include them in the journey. And I was actually inspired by one of my other favorite artists, Amine, to do that because he puts his childhood friends in all of his music videos.
Nice. Yeah. And you know what? That's how it really should be, though. That's how it really should be. People that you hang around with, that gravitate towards you, that support you, you should be including them in the things that you do. I love that because I know sometimes I hear stories of people who had, their friends in the beginning, and then they went off and became a huge megastar, and now they don't deal with those friends anymore. And it's like, well, that's just a shame. Like, those people were there for you in the beginning, they supported you. So I'm glad to hear that those were your real friends. Yes. Yeah. I love that. I love that. Okay. It's time. It's time.
Oh, yeah.
It's time. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get into watching 21. Oh gosh, and then we'll talk about it, because I got some questions for Maria. As a film person myself, video person myself, I got some questions for Maria, and then I'll have to ask her some additional questions, like what type of camera did you use? Right, I'll ask all those questions a little bit later. But ladies and gentlemen, the world premiere here on We Create Music TV of 21 by Jasmine Ortiz. Here we go.
Now it's Saturday, tryna live our best life. We in Miami, and we have a good time. Private parties, yeah, our shit is certified. Pop the champagne, pop the champagne. I wanna thank you for standing by my side. I know we'll be friends for the rest of our lives. I know I'm kinda gone, but I swear I love your vibe. You're my bitch, and that's never gonna die. Remember when we got dressed up at night, hit the pregame, then the club. How could I forget all the love? What had y'all? I had none. Don't ever think I moved on. Here's to the next 21. Raise a glass for us, to the next 21.
Wait, is that Drake?
Nothing changed, though I've been gone a long time. My life rearranged, and I left things behind, but our feelings stayed, and I know we're for life. Yeah, we're for life, for life. I wanna thank you for standing by my side. I know we'll be friends for the rest of our lives. I know I'm kinda gone, but I swear I love your vibe. You're my bitch, and that's never gonna die. Remember when we got dressed up at night, hit the pregame, then the club. How could I forget all the love? What had y'all? I had none. Don't ever think I moved on. Here's to the next 21. Raise a glass for us, to the next 21.
Got dressed up at night, hit the pregame, then the club. How could I forget all the love? What had y'all? I had none. Don't ever think I moved on. Here's to the next 21. Raise a glass for us,
to the next 21. Got dressed up at night, hit the pregame, then the club. How could I forget all the love? What had y'all? I had none. Don't ever think I moved on. Here's to the next 21. Raise a glass for us, to the next 21.
Ooh! Yes. Yes. Awesome video. Awesome song, awesome video. All right, so let's talk about the actual video itself. So what was your vision or direction for the video itself?
Well, we definitely wanted to model a lot of God's Plan, Drake's music video. Not only because it was shot on the University of Miami campus and I'm a student there, but also because he's been a huge inspiration to me as an artist, as a person, and for why I chose the school in the first place. A huge part of that was because of Drake. I was auditioning for the school the day after he shot God's Plan on campus, and I was like, oh my god, my favorite artist was literally just here. That's insane. It felt like a sign. And then a couple weeks later, the video came out and it's called God's Plan. I'm like, oh my god, this is God's plan for me to come to this school. So I don't know, I was seeing signs. I was like in that movie with the kid.
With the kid, his thing. Signs.
Yeah, literally
signs. Wow. Maria, what about for you? What was your vision or direction for the video?
Well, the first thing I do when I prep for any video production, especially Jasmine, because I know her and we talk so much about it, and we work really closely, and I listen to all the things that she liked to have, and I tell her my ideas. Um, the first thing was the camaraderie of her and her friends. I wanted to have a different approach. Usually, when we do music videos, we have a full storyline, and there's scenes, and I do storyboards, and there's so much into that pre-production part of it. This time, it was a lot simpler because I wanted it to be more authentic to who she is as a student, as a person, as an artist, and I wanted to be true to the message of the movie, of the music rather, and the nostalgia of it. So, what better place than to do it in her dorm with her real friends? And my thought process was, let's make it fun. Have a pillow fight. Let's show mundane, normal things that kids your age do. You're having a drink, or you're, having a pillow fight, or you're just having pizza and you're playing a board game, or just walking around campus. We did obviously want to incorporate the similar shots that Drake had in God's Plan as an ode to how much he means to Jasmine and his inspiration, and also in honor that he chose her school, which is such an amazing school. But also because we wanted to show, school is tough, but it's also fun.
Yeah.
And it's that special, rite of passage in your life, whether it's high school or whether it's college. Those are rites of passage, and you only get one turn around that at that specific age. It's very magical, and we wanted to capture that youth, that magic, that sense of hope, and also that sense of gratitude. Because Jasmine, I don't want to speak for her, but just from my own knowledge as her mom, she's incredibly grateful for her true friends, for so many that she's got that are really close since young childhood and also college. She's also very grateful to all the professors and the school itself that have afforded her. And as a parent, I'm very grateful because they just given her so many opportunities, and including the presidential scholarship. And
Wow.
they just have the dean of the whole school, several of the deans have really taken her under their wing and have nurtured her since day one. And as a mom, I'm incredibly grateful. And as a director, we wanted to convey that love of the you, because
Go
that's the
you.
cane,
Go
always a cane.
Canes.
Go you, go you. I think one of my favorite actors, wrestlers went to the University of Miami.
We know who that is, The Rock,
Yep.
Dwayne
He
Johnson.
also went
That's
to
right.
high school in the same city as me, in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Oh
Fun
wow,
fact, yeah.
wow.
Jasmine's
That-
literally following his steps. The next thing might be a Korean wrestling. We don't know yet.
Korean wrestling,
You never
right?
I
Right.
look like five.
But wow, yes, yes. So you mentioned, right, when you watch the video, I actually had to go back and watch God Plan, and I had to go, oh look, that's the scene. That's this. Okay, that's that. Oh look, this is that. This is that. Right, because there's homage to that video and to Drake as an artist. Drake is an incredible artist, and so Jasmine, so you mentioned that he's an inspiration to you. So in what ways has Drake been an inspiration to you?
I love how he's been able to transcend the genre boundaries between hip hop and the mainstream. In fact, I think he was one of the major proponents between like 2012 and like 2015 to pushing hip hop to be the top genre in the US and then globally, because he made it feel so accessible to people who maybe hadn't listened to the genre before. He really took this emotional kind of almost crooning element into hip hop that hadn't been done in a long time. And I think using those lyrics that kind of stayed away from like the parties and the drugs and whatever else that often is featured in hip hop lyrics, that set him apart and made it really accessible to younger people like me who are going through the heartbreaks and the romance and the friendship drama that he was really writing about mainly for the first 5-6 years of his career. I think moving on from that, he's done amazing work with DaBaby and Lil Baby and Future and other amazing rappers that I also love, because who doesn't like hearing about parties and drugs too? Like, that's obviously fun. But I think
Well,
it's,
not all.
well, I mean, I'm sure it's fun, but I think like him having that emotional perspective in the beginning has been a huge inspiration to me as a lyricist, and just being able to dig deep and like take my own personal experiences and turn them into stories.
Yes. And Drake he's an amazing artist. You know, there was this, and I don't know if you've seen it, but there was this program that I watched that was aired. I don't know how long ago it was aired, but it was done by a Canadian music organization known as CBC. And it was called Drake's Plan. That's exactly what it's called. It's called Drake's Plan. And yeah, in the video, they talked about the top probably 15 things that Drake does that just makes Drake who Drake is. And so I end up doing 2 videos on it called The 10 Things That I Learned from Drake. And
Yeah,
wow, yeah, it's what I learned in that video about him, just how much money he brings into the city of Toronto, just how he has partnered with the Toronto Raptors. Like, so, like, here I go, right? You know, I go off.
go off
But-
about Drake. I love
But
Drake, go ahead.
so I noticed, and I haven't seen this on any other NBA jersey, but Drake has his logo on the Toronto Raptors basketball jersey, the OVO owl. But that's because he's a brand ambassador for the Toronto Raptors. Like, yeah, okay, let me stop talking about Drake.
Incredible. I actually visited the OVO store at the Grove in LA, and I
Wow.
freaked out. I love Drake so much.
Yeah, Drake's an amazing artist, and you can tell that he was a huge influence for the video. Like I said, the reason why I had to go back and watch it is because as soon as the video opened, it said no, this video didn't. The budget for this video was not 999,000.
989,000.
I was like, wait a minute, where have I seen that before?
Yeah.
And I had to go back and watch, and then it said the pizza. I was like, we gave it all away, the pizza. Don't tell the school. I was like, oh, but it was amazing how you incorporated your, I don't know if I want to say your hero, but your musical hero into the actual video itself, right? Like he was giving you somebody was giving you the check, right? I thought that was awesome. I thought that was awesome the way that everything played out and how you included that into that. Hopefully one day Champagne Poppy can see it and
We're hoping.
yes. I'm trying to think, who do I know that knows him? I don't know.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people, but
Come on, give us a hookup, Yvonne.
like I gotta find out.
It's interesting because the whole concept of putting Drake in the video, we were just joking around. We're like, wouldn't it be great if we had him in the video? And my husband, Jasmine's father, said, why don't we put him in there like with a cutout? I said, are you serious?
Awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I was like, we need to get the check. And then I ordered like a huge like dry erase board check on eBay or Amazon. And I was like, this is perfect.
And then I told my husband, I said, you know what? Since you're getting a cutout, and I saw the one with the blue jacket, I said, we need one with a tuxedo because we're also doing a casino scene. I need him to be dressed up.
Right.
And there was one with a casino. I was like, this is amazing. And I was like, you know what? There's no other way to show how much he loves Drake and what an inspiration he is and how he loves the you. Let's just put him in there.
And
let's just
also, it's a testament to how much of a legend he's become. The fact that there's not only a cardboard cutout for sale of him, but a cardboard cutout in different outfits for sale of him.
Yeah.
That's right. In different outfits.
It's so ridiculously easy to find. I was expecting to have to like custom order. No, it was like right there. It was like easy to find.
You go right to Amazon and
You know you're
boom.
big when you have your own cutout.
Yeah.
And you got your own cutout. That's right. Wow. So I want to talk specifically about the 3 scenes in the video. So were there any types of visual meanings or so I guess I'll just ask, what was the meaning behind the 3 scenes in the video? What were you trying to convey with the scenes at the university, the scenes at the casino / bar, I guess, and then the pizza party at the dorm?
I mean, at least from my perspective, I think it really just shows the dichotomy of being a college-aged person. A lot of the time, we're just in casual clothes in our apartment, hanging out, doing homework together, eating pizza, watching TV, playing a board game. So it's, a very casual setting. But then there are those nights where you want to go out, have a good time, and you're old enough to do so. It's just that kind of difference between going from adolescence into like full adulthood, and what that really looks like. Because to the average person on the street, I think it's really hard to tell how old any of us are, because we all could look, in our 20s, we could look like we're 16. It just like you can't really tell, and I think it's interesting because in that casual setting, we kind of are like doing more childlike things, and then in that adult setting we're kind of exploring that new layer of adulthood that you get when you turn 21.
Yeah. I'm still in my 20s. So.
Yeah, yes, and you look fantastic.
You don't look a day over 25.
Not over 25. For me, as the director, I wanted to kind of piggybacking off what Jasmine said. You could look 16, you could look 25 when you're in college, and we wanted to show the normal, everyday, fun, mundane things that students do, eating pizza in their pajamas, but at the same time, you're celebrating turning 21. And what do? A lot of people go to Vegas, or they look forward to having their first alcoholic drink. And we wanted to kind of bring that magic of turning 21 and, looking a little bit older, and having everyone in the video now, they're dressed up, they're in a casino, maybe they're playing 21.
Right.
Just all those things. We wanted to show, like you said, the dichotomy of that, and I wanted to go from every day, your look in school. She's also wearing the same sweatshirt that Drake wore in his video.
Oh.
Same exact style, same color, everything.
Except I bedazzled mine. I know he's going to be jealous.
Yeah. He bedazzled hers. I think he's going to want to buy her version of it. He's going to want to maybe bedazzle his.
The school store is going to need to license that for me first.
Yeah.
That's right.
And they're going to have to put the little owl,
His OVO.
His OVO owl.
Okay, OVO University of Miami collab.
Yes.
That's right.
That's
right. That's right. No, we're going to call it right here. Right here, right now.
That's right.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Exactly. Right. So that's kind of like what we were going for with those different looks.
Okay. Yeah, that's perfect. Because I can kind of pick that up in the actual scene, more specifically the scene at the casino going, oh, look, they're playing 21. And they're 21.
Yeah.
I was like, that's awesome. Just the connection and the dichotomy of the age 21 and also playing the game 21. And I had to actually go look up what's it called, the board game that they were playing in the.
Oh my God! Did you find it? Wait, before I tell you what it is, did you find it?
I did. I found it. It's called Through the Ride something.
Oh, you're close. You're so close.
Thought of Ride of something. I just can't. Say it again.
Ticket to Ride.
Yes, Ticket to Ride. Yes. I was like,
it's kind of an inside joke between me and my friends because I'm so obsessed with this game. I have the app on my computer and my phone, and I purchased 10 versions of it through the app.
And my husband is obsessed with it. My husband's a thing in my house. My husband, all of her friends, and they compete with each other to see who does better.
My childhood best friend from kindergarten, actually, Hannah, who unfortunately couldn't be in the video because she had finals, but she actually introduced me to this board game on vacation back in 2013 because we always used to go on vacation with each other's families every summer. So she introduced me to this game, and she's like, that is the moment I regret most in my life because it became an obsession for you.
Yes, Ticket to Ride. Yep. I was like, is that a real game? Let me go see if that's a real game. Or, sometimes people make things up or they create something for the video or the film. And I was like, is that a real game? Let me make sure and go see. Yes, it's a real. I'm going to have to go find it. And what I thought was
incredible that you were able to find it from the little snippets that we gave. That's amazing.
Oh, I pay attention.
They even have different versions for different parts of the world.
Yeah, that version is called Ticket to Ride Rails and Sails because it uses boats and trains.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we really like this game.
Yeah.
But what I thought was interesting about it was when it had the train. So in the video, in the video, it has the board and there's a insert of the board, right? Them playing, and somebody's putting a piece. There's a train, and somebody's putting a piece down in Miami. But if you notice, right next to Miami is Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And I was like, look, I was like, wait a minute. One, they're not physically that close. But two, I was just thought, like, wow, look at this. Miami
Also, it's
and Los
interesting that you
Angeles.
picked up on that. It's interesting that you noticed that because when we were editing the video, I remember saying to Jasmine, "These are literally your two cities,
Yeah.
Miami and Los Angeles. This
Yep.
is where you live, LA and Miami."
Right, right. And I picked that up. So, and I don't know if the board game is designed to look like that or if you placed it together like that, but
No.
I just thought it was very unique.
The U.S. is very small on the board. It's probably like less than 4 inches apart, coast to coast, just because it's like a world map. So it's all the continent, not just the U.S.
Yes.
Wow. Well, yeah, I picked up on that. Like, I pick up on weird things. So.
I love that though. You're so detailed.
That's fantastic.
That's exactly like I literally was so excited about having the little Miami train. Like that was a thing for me. It was a moment.
Yes, yes. So, okay, so let me ask you. So, you were shooting the video with your friends. You were shooting the video at the University of Miami. So, what was it like shooting this video during, I'll say, COVID or coming out of COVID, right? So, what was that process, or what was it like, shooting that video during this time?
I mean, it was fine, honestly, because everyone was kind of on already finals. We were shooting on campus, so it was extremely empty. We literally did not run into a single person when we were shooting on campus. And then all the scenes at the bar, everyone was vaccinated already because we had been able to get vaccinated as early as like April. So my last dose was like several weeks before we even shot the video. So it was really good, honestly, because then we started feeling more normal and like we were able to get back to our day-to-day lives after we all got vaccinated.
Well, good. Maria, what about for you?
Everyone on the video was, I'm going to say, 80% were vaccinated, including myself. And those that weren't fully vaccinated had their first shot and were 100% COVID negative. Because since I have filmed throughout entire COVID. And as a production company, we make sure that everyone this is a very small, tiny production for this particular video, but on much larger productions for Jasmine and other artists, everyone has to provide their recent COVID results, from the makeup artists to the grips to extras to actors to anyone and everyone that's involved, or they can't be there. And the result of the exam has to be within a week or two. Usually within a week of the shoot, so I know how close they are to the shoot, that they haven't been exposed because they're with us now. But
Right.
for this video in particular, I'm going to say 80, all the students, every single young person, 100% vaccinated. Every scene is 100% vaccinated. I was vaccinated, my DP was vaccinated, and my brother was also vaccinated. So everyone around us, particularly, I'm very careful, not just because I'm careful as a director, but I'm also a parent, and I am responsible for my own daughter and for all of those other young people who are someone else's daughters and sons.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, and you're liable for that, as someone who's running the production company, and, if something happens on set, you're the one that's liable for it. And so you have to ensure that everything, runs and everyone's protected as possible. So
Yes.
that's
It's
great.
also the responsible thing to do in general. You want to be responsible.
You want to be responsible. That's right. So were there any behind the scenes fun moments that you guys had and created that you're
So
willing
many.
to share? I'm sure.
I don't know what. Okay, so people kept drinking all the champagne in the casino shot to the point that like we almost ran out of it, and then they were like, "You need to sip. This is not real. You need to sip." Because I mean, I've been on a lot of sets for shows and movies, whatever. Like, they give you food, they give you candy or a drink in a scene. You're supposed to babysit that thing. until the shoot is over. But it was honestly really funny seeing my friends just go whoop whoop.
For the record, they were all 21.
For the all 20. That's right.
And I'm just like, oh God, okay, we're gonna need some more champagne in this shot, aren't we?
Yeah, we had to get more champagne actually.
Yeah, we did.
Wow. We need more. They're drinking it all. Bring it. Bring more. Wow.
But
That's.
I wanted to add, this was, and I think you would agree, Jazz, we have done a lot of, complicated videos, from wardrobe to timepieces.
I mean, Trick or Treat was extremely complicated.
Yeah, props.
Even Cherry on Top was complicated.
All these, you have to go different states, different props, vehicles, makeup artists, just so much pre-production and production. This one was shot in a 2-day time span, and it was so much easier and so much fun.
Yeah,
It felt effortless.
I feel like it was my favorite video we've ever done, and it was the easiest, the cheapest, and the simplest. And I think that's just telling us to simplify things from now on. But no, I mean, every video honestly requires different things.
Yeah,
like,
that's
I'm
right.
not going to say that this is going to work for every video, but for this particular song, for this message, having it be so stripped down and like feel so authentic and so organic, like just how things were shot, was really awesome, because that's how I wanted it to feel and how I wanted the song to come across.
And it also goes with the authenticity of who she is as an artist, as a student, as a person. So this wasn't really, it was different in the following way. When we have done other music videos, and when I have done other music videos with other artists as well, there's a storyline. You listen to the lyrics and you create this fantasy world and you put it together and it happens. You produce it and there it is. This wasn't a fantasy world. This was really, I mean, well, yeah, the Drake cutout was a fantasy.
No, he was really there. Come on.
Yeah, we actually gave him a magic potion and he froze. He was really there. For the most part, this is really her life. She's really a student there. She really was 2021. My brother really does own that restaurant. He owns 2 restaurants in Wynwood. And she really did go to Vegas for her birthday, which is a whole nother conversation. And what happens in Vegas
Stays in Vegas.
Vegas.
So this was more true to life. That's why I think everyone felt.
Everyone enjoyed it so much.
It was so
like,
much fun. There was no
I mean,
fakeness. It was all real.
I feel like so many artists, including myself in the past, have struggled like getting people to want to be in videos, because like it's a full day, it's a long process. You have to do your own hair and makeup, especially for an extra. Like no one's getting that done for you. You have to bring your own outfits, changes, whatever. Every single person thanked me for having them in the video. Every single person was so excited to be in the video, and they just loved being a part of the process and like feeling included and getting to see how it works behind the scenes, because a lot of people never get to see what that process looks like. So for them being on set, it was like so much fun, and I had an awesome time with them there too.
And also, I'd like to add really quickly, it does take a village, as they say. My director of photography, he's my right hand in a lot of projects, Mike Nietzsche. I call him Magic Mike. Because
Magic Mike.
He doesn't walk around with, shirt off and shorts. He's not doing the whole dance. I don't know what he does at home, but he's not doing it on set. Just messing with you, Mike. But he's got a great eye. He knows lighting. He's fantastic as an editor. And we're also really good friends for 25 plus years. We've worked on many, many projects together. So he can kind of foresee what my next step is. Yes, we discuss all the shot lists. He knows what it is. He knows what's coming up. He knows what I want. But he's very good at foreseeing that I'm not going to like a certain shot or certain lighting. So he already avoids that and gives me what he thinks I'm going to want. And it just makes it... Hi,
Thank you.
Love you.
That's my Fifi.
That's her godmother, my sister. I love her so much. And so, Mike is really fantastic. And another fun fact about him, he was there for the first video we ever did for Jasmine when she was 16.
Wow.
And it's called Teenage Freak. It was more of a rock band. It was shot It was shot in her high school.
Look at Jazz. She's like, no.
No, she never wants me to mention it, but
This
he
is
was
what we
there.
were talking about yesterday, where I said if you don't look back and cringe, you're not growing.
Oh yeah.
This is what I'm talking about.
The video itself is fantastic. I love it. It was our ode to John Hughes and the whole Breakfast Club vibe when they're running through the hallways and the lockers. It was literally shot at her high school.
It's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
If
it's
anything,
my
this
favorite
is
movie.
21 is like a continuation of
Yes.
that, shooting at my real life university.
Yes. Wait, oh, you know what? That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
Because we actually shot in her real life high school and her real life university. So I guess we have a pattern here.
Memorialized forever.
Yes.
That's right.
And Mike Nietzsche has been there since the very first day. He always reminds me of that. And he always tells me and tells Jasmine, so when she wins her Grammys, I just want one thing.
He wants a ticket.
And he wants 2 tickets, one for him and one for his beautiful little girl, Valerie. We have to bring them both to the Grammys.
To the Grammys.
And remember, Mike and I go back since we were in our 20s, 21 ourselves. So we've seen each other grow as a writer, as a producer, as a director. He's an amazing director in his own right. And so having him there, having Damaris, who did the hair and makeup for this particular shoot, having just people like my brother, Manny, who with his 2 amazing friends, lifelong friends and partners, they own Grails and Spanglish, both in Wynwood. You know, I just said, hey, bro, my little baby brother, who I love so much, who is so fantastic and awesome.
People like, what you want?
And you love your niece, Jasmine, so much.
He did not take this much buttering.
No, I'm just messing around. I said, hey,
He's so incredible.
I need a favor. And before I can even say what I needed, he says, whatever you need, I'm here.
That's perfect.
And,
He's amazing.
And he was, and then I said, you know what? You're an amazing, world-renowned flair bartender. You have won international contests. We need to put you in the video. We need to use this talent. We need to expose the world.
Yeah.
And also, you know, you're Jasmine's amazing uncle. She adores you. We need to put you in this.
I think it's so cool that he was in the video. Like, I love that so
Oh,
much.
he was asking about behind the scenes fun facts. You know,
Oh, yeah.
There's this one scene I couldn't put in, but I really wanted to. And I might use it for behind the scenes and stick it on YouTube.
Do a blooper reel.
Yeah, blooper reel. Everyone says, you know, something about Drake. I don't want to, you know, that when they say, when you say, hey, is that Drake? We have a shot of my brother saying it when he's bartending. He stops bartending and freezes in the middle, and he turns to look and say, hey, is that Drake? So we have him doing it too, and it's really funny. But we had to limit, you know, how much we can put in. So that's gonna be in the blooper reel.
Yeah.
Blooper reel. Yes. So that is wow. You know, shooting videos is amazing. It's time consuming. There's a lot of pre-production that goes into it, you know, and I honestly don't believe that DPs get enough attention, enough respect.
No.
They don't.
No.
And DPs, oh my gosh, like I've watched tons of. I'm in online film school. We'll call it that, right? So I'm in online, and it's like an online film. Real online film school, and
awesome.
You know
There's
a guy in there. He's a director, and he provides probably 40 hours of maybe more. I won't even say 40 hours. Let's just say 20 hours of BTS, right? Of them actually shooting their television show, and I'm looking at the DP. His name is Akis, and I'm looking at him, at all the things that he's doing, and I'm like, hey, you're like the real person who makes this stuff happen.
Yeah, I feel that the
Yes.
DP, in my opinion, at least for me, is the director's right hand. Many times.
Oh yeah.
Depending on the size of the production, you'll have different people do different things for you. But the DP, if there's someone as talented as my DP is, who himself is a director as well, they'll hook you up with your lighting. They also know which cameras to use. If you're not using a separate cameraman, if you're also being the cameraman, then you really want to count on someone who really knows their stuff, who really knows how to give you what you want and what you're looking for as a director. And also, you have to gel really well with that person because you might have the most talented director of photography and not gel. They might, be competing with you on a production to direct, and then you're the director, and then there's these competing egos, and that doesn't happen on any of my sets because I have a really fantastic team, and that comes from just working with everyone and really getting to know them as a person and working with them for years. So now we're like a really well-oiled machine.
Yes, and you
We've
can
gotten to the
tell.
point we've gotten to the point that we just look at each other and we know where the problem is. He already on it. He's already jumping. He knows. Okay, I got you. I don't even have to say, Mike, we need to do that again. He looks at me. Let's do it again. He knows. He already knows.
I also love working with Mike and just them as a duo because they're both so incredibly thorough, and I'm very thorough as well. So sometimes sometimes we're like triple checking instead of just double checking things. But I think it's a really great dynamic for sure.
For sure. It sounds like, you have a wonderful team there that is helping you to be creative and to creating the image that is going to propel you to, I always say, the next level. I never know what the next level is for another person, but whatever that level may be, having a
Feature
great team
film.
behind you. Feature films.
Feature films, yeah. That's our next
Or
level.
that's
Here
the
we
next
go.
level. And maybe Drake will come on set and just be like, hey,
That's the
here.
next
We
level.
already have a perfect starring role for him. We already have it.
like, hey, I'm here.
We're
So,
there. And you have to come on set too.
I'll come on set.
Okay.
Absolutely, let's go.
I am an actor.
We need your expertise on there. We need your magic.
I'll do it. Just
Okay.
call. Hey, I am ready. I am ready. Just let me know. So,
And it's really fun because Jasmine produced 3 of the most recent videos we did together, and that was her first time producing, and I was so proud of her. And I'm always proud of her. She's my baby. I'm always proud of her. But it was fun for me as a director, and one of my favorite things to do is also produce, because I produce most of the videos we do, as well as direct them, and I love producing also. And seeing her do that and her really having paid attention, she's been around me. I think she was around one of the first bigger budget music videos I ever did back in 2005. We were in Puerto Rico, and
Oh, I remember that.
she wasn't allowed on set. It's a reggaeton video with really big people. I won't name those artists, but reggaeton, hip hop videos, it's a different kind of vibe, different visuals, and lots of girls in bikinis and in clubs and popping bottles. And first of all, it was challenging, I guess, for people around me, not so much me, but they were kind of shocked that it was a female director doing this kind of, and I was like, yeah, I'm good with it. I just want to make this look good.
right.
But I couldn't have Jasmine on the set. She's only 5. And then later on, she saw
Yeah,
the
no.
video. She's like, Mommy, I like that video. Why wasn't I there? I was like, what? 'Cause you can't be on that video. But you couldn't be. But she's always been around me and seen me, whether it's in theater or film or writing. So, she's learning. She's, a really quick learner, super talented herself, and has an incredible imagination. And I welcomed it. I welcomed her learning. And, she's like, next time I want to co-direct. I'm like, okay, let's do it. She's, anything that allows an artist to grow and conquer boundaries. I feel as the director myself, as a female, as a mom, we need to encourage young people to just go for the gusto and do as much as they can.
Sure.
And in this video, in 21, Jasmine knew exactly what she wanted, and I was throwing ideas at her. And however crazy they sounded or fun, she would put up sometimes a little argument. I don't know if I like that, And I'll say, well, just do you trust me? And she says, yeah, of course I trust you. I'm like, okay, well, let's do it this way, and we'll do it the other way. And then if you don't like the way I suggested, we can go with the way you suggested. But it turns out she liked what I suggested. Because sometimes you gotta go for it. You just gotta go big.
Right, and that's synergy, right? That's how a collaborative, relationship, partnership works, is that give and take. Let's do both. We'll see which one you like the best. So and sometimes it can be even more difficult because it's not just 2 people. It's not just the director and the artist. It's also the artist who's the daughter and the director who's the mom, right? And so sometimes you have that dichotomy that plays, in that whole scheme of things. And it's like, how do you balance those two? So I guess we can talk about that as we, I guess, get ready to wrap up here in just a moment. But how do you balance that? As Jasmine as an artist and Maria as the director, but also the mom and also as the daughter.
I think there just has to be a really high degree of mutual respect, because we're both professionals and individuals in our own right, and our personal relationship can't and shouldn't get in the way of that. I think really like knowing how to separate and like place boundaries is like the #1 rule.
I'll piggyback off of that, and I feel that's true in so many relationships working with you. But right, exactly the way you said it. I'm not looking at her as her mom when I'm on set. I'm simply a director and she's the artist and she has a vision. I have a vision. We've agreed on it. And I want to give the artists what they want. I want to make them happy. I want to see my vision come to fruition as well. I work very carefully with my DP. Sometimes we shoot on, red. Sometimes we use other cameras. We use a lot of different kind of cameras, different lighting. There's all this other production side that I don't have to necessarily discuss with Jasmine, but the stuff that she's more interested in is her messaging. How does it relate to the song? Is it something she would want to watch herself? Would she enjoy this herself? Would she be a fan of her own work if it wasn't her? I have to take all those things into consideration. I think this video we shot it on Black Magic, but the other 3 or 4 or 5 previous ones we did on Red. Um, we there's a lot of technical stuff we edit on DaVinci. We just do a lot of those things I don't discuss with her because she's
Right.
not involved so much in that. What I do bring her in is when it comes to the sound, her music. I want to make sure, I always say to her, can you please listen to this? Can you please hear what I know I have the master audio. What does it sound like to you? Is this the way you want it to sound? Do we need to talk to
Yeah.
Caesar? Is there any issue with the sound? The lighting, I'll deal with my people. The visuals, we got that. But the audio, I always come back to her and I'll say, hey, is this okay? Does it sound good to you? And of course, my editor will do that too. But ultimately, she's the artist and she's the one who has to approve it and say, I love it. Let's go with it. And as far as the mom and daughter thing, when I say cut and I say it's a wrap, I'm back to mom. But before that, I'm just the director, and I give everyone equal opportunities to feel my wrath. No, I'm kidding.
She's not.
I'm actually just I don't treat Jasmine in any different kind of way because she's my daughter. The idea is, as you said, mutual respect, respect boundaries, and understand that this is her craft and this is something she's trying to get, and I'm bringing my craft to help her do it.
Right. That's perfect. That's perfect. So kudos to the both of you for creating an amazing song and an amazing video.
And Caesar.
And Caesar, yes, Caesar the Emperor. So, any last words you would like to say as we get ready to close out?
I hope that you guys enjoy the video. You can find it on YouTube under Jasmine Ortiz. You can find me on socials at I am Jasmine Ortiz on all platforms. The song's out on Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Tidal, Google Play, all of the above, SoundCloud. And just shout out to everyone who was a part of this process. Thank you to Jordy, Alia, Julia, Ishan, Juliet, Vinay, Aiden, just all my friends and family, Tice, Joy, my Uncle Manny, just everyone for being a part of the video and the production.
I want to give a quick shout out, of course, to Mike. I want to give Mike Nietzsche. I want to give a quick shout out to everyone at Vidya. Herb Ortiz, executive producer of the video. I want to give a shout out, of course, to Caesar the Emperor for being such an amazing producer and friend and mentor to Jasmine. Father Ortiz, she's head of our project management. Everyone at Vidya, Lewis, Liz, everyone over there. just so many people are from your publicist, Brittany, so many different people that, you don't see behind the scenes takes to
Mm-hmm.
get, from the makeup artist to the publicist to the project manager to the distributor. So many people you have to say thank you to.
That's right.
And taking the cover art.
Julian took the amazing photography for her, and also the people at different, the SoundClouds, Jess, just so many different people at different platforms, the Spotify's of the world, all the playlisters, everyone who just supports Jasmine. We're just so incredibly grateful to them, and we want to see them at the Grammys when we get there.
Grammys,
Great.
Grammys.
And
Look.
last but not least,
Thank you to Drake.
Thank you, Champagne Poppy, Drake,
Champagne Poppy.
and University
Champagne
of Miami.
Poppy. Yes, yes. You know, and as we, I guess, get ready to close here in a second, I thought it was amazing that I think I've read there were only 2 artists who have ever been able to shoot on the University of Miami campus, Drake and Jasmine Ortiz, which I thought was amazing. God's plan.
It's all God's plan.
It's
All God's plan. All God's
The last
plan.
thing I want to say very publicly, and then you can have the last word. I want to tell him, wish my daughter a happy birthday. 'Cause
Aw.
she-
Yes. Happy
and I love her
birthday.
so much, and I'm so proud of her.
Thank you.
Yes.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure being back on your show. I
you.
think we should just make it every night a week now, because I was here yesterday and I was here tonight. I think I need to come back tomorrow because I don't have plans.
Let's do it.
now.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I'm kidding, but you're an absolute pleasure. Definitely
Thank
want to
you.
be on the show again sometime soon.
Thank you very
Oh, and
much. You
also,
as well.
I want to give a quick shout out to Jacqueline before.
Yes,
Jacqueline.
Yes, Jacqueline. Jacqueline. Yes, yes, and that's for everybody as well. But yes, 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 yes. So, ladies, thank you very much. I am humbled and I am honored to have both of you on and to allow me to talk about your amazing song, your amazing video, and the process for creating the song and creating such a wonderful video. Thank you both for just allowing me to do that. I greatly appreciate it. And so, all right, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to close out here in just a moment, stick around, YouTube, for just a second. So as we get ready to close out, it was amazing. Just the song and the video itself. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's on Jasmine's YouTube channel. Of course, you can just type in the name of the video, 21, Jasmine Ortiz. It'll pop up. Enjoy the video out, or you can go back and rewatch this video and you'll see the video once again. But thank you very much for tuning in to We Create Music TV. You can catch us every Monday and every Thursday, and always see throughout the week of all the content that we drop. Our interview segments are always on Mondays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But tonight was something very, very special, and I wanted to definitely be a part of what was happening, what was taking place. But I love you all. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to hit the like button on YouTube, right? Make sure to hit the bell notification to be notified when we drop new content here on the channel as well. But wow, I'm super humbled at the opportunity to do this. So thank you. Have a great weekend, everybody, or whenever you watch it. Love y'all. Peace.